Welcome everyone to another Wednesday night, the fundamentals to gain inner peace with your host, Coach Menachem Bernfeld. The 17-second mood boost. Who wouldn't want a simple mood boost, which we sometimes need? A simple path to dopamine release without taking any pills. Doesn't cost money, very simple. A few seconds can enhance your mood. So, Menachem, we'll discuss it tonight. The benefits and how to do it. Pretty simple. Now, before we start, let's get grounded. Just checking in, seeing where you are, what your day look like. And we can do the two exercises we discussed last week. Somatic exercises, just connecting to your body and releasing some whatever your body needs to release. So the first exercise we discussed was to breathe, and on the exhale, you let out a sound, and it's your choice, the level of the sound, if you want it loud or low, it's all your choice, depends where you are. But just the idea, when you exhale, you just let it out with a sound. Some people use it when they're angry, and it's pretty loud. And even if you're in a relaxed state, just having the vocal cords vibrate, it connects, to the body. So let's start doing that. Deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. Deep breath in. You can feel it in your body. Have a deep breath in. Deep breath in. Long as you want. And one more time. Beautiful. Just stop for a moment to see how that feels. And you can share in the chat if any feelings come up, whatever you feel. Let me know. Relaxed. I needed this now. Very good. Beautiful. Just realizing how tired I am. Welcome to the club. Taking some time off, that's what happens. Now let's do the other exercise. Just a self-hug or to contain yourself, both of your hands, and squeeze, comfortable. Give yourself that hug, give yourself that whatever feeling comes up, be there for yourself and just feel what your body feels. And then you can slowly release, let go a little bit. Take a deep breath. And then you can squeeze again. Give it to yourself, you deserve it. And just see what your body feels when you do that. Take a deep breath and be there for yourself. And then you can release and relax a little bit. Then one more time. Give it to yourself. Take a deep breath and become aware of what your body feels. Exhale and let go. Beautiful. And how was that? Okay, these are things that we all need daily. So I hope you do it. Don't wait for my reminder. Just a very quick and easy relaxation, releasing some stress. And now let's go to the 17 seconds mood boost. A simple path to dopamine release. Now, dopamine is a good thing. When you're in a good mood, usually you're doing things, it releases dopamine and it encourages you to continue on the right path. If we stop for a moment and think those days that you wake up and for some reason you're not in a good mood. So you might know why, you might not know why. What does your day look like? What does it look like when you're not in a good mood? And how does it go? What happens? Where does it go? Versus you wake up in the morning and you're excited. You're upbeat, looking forward. You feel great, ready to take on the day. So I'm sure you could see the difference. Probably your day would look different. What's on your mind probably, brings out things that you're going through. And many times in a bad moods, and it brings out negativity with other people around you, situations. And if you're in a positive mode, then you see the light, you see the sun, even if it's raining. You're in a good mood, so everything around you is just okay. You're doing good. So now, if you can have something, an idea that can give you that good mood, put you in that state, that would be amazing. And like we discussed many times, I really believe a good idea to spend a few minutes before you start your day with a few good, rituals, ideas that can get you there. And this is something you can add to your toolbox. So what is it? First, let's discuss a little bit of dopamine to understand, what is it? What are we looking for? So talk about the feelings of pleasure, motivation, satisfaction. It's many times called the reward system in the brain. You feel good. You do a certain thing, you feel good about it. Certain activities that bring joy, excitement, you feel fulfilled. Your brain releases dopamine. And then it just helps you to repeat, to continue on that path, to do more things. It might be a little bit hard, but you can do it. And reinforces the behavior of making us more likely to repeat those things to make you feel good. Also, it's a good idea for those who are looking for, when they're not in a good mood, ideas of how to, many people ask what they can do when they feel lonely, when they're just not in the mood. Something that you can do. And again, you should have things in your toolbox when you're not in the mood. What should I do? So basically, this dopamine is a key chemical. It's a chemical in the brain, and it helps us think. It helps with the way we feel, the way we think, the way we act, and it takes us down the right path, the path we want to go, the motivation we want to have, the pleasure. And if we can be in control, we can actually do that. Imagine if you can take a pill. And this is without taking a pill, just spending a few minutes and activating the dopamine It should release those feelings, and then you'll have a better day. Isn't that amazing? So, basic what it is finding something positive. It could be something positive in the past, thinking back of a time that you felt great, you were in a great mood, or somebody that makes you feel good, be a person, could even be a pet, something, or it could be something that you imagine. Just imagining something that makes you feel if you would be there, you can create whatever you want in your mind, and it just makes you feel good when you think about it. So you have that and you focus on that moment, on that picture, on that idea that you have in your mind. You focus on it for 17 seconds. Now, who made up 17 seconds? It wasn't me. This is research. But if you think about it, many times we don't even do it for 10 seconds because we're too busy. It takes too much time. But over here, you're going to stop, take a deep breath, come up with something that when you think about it, makes you feel good. And you just focus on that for 17 seconds. So let's try to do that. So first, let's come up with two or three things that when you remember these two or three things, it just makes you feel good. Okay, so let's wait a moment. Please spend time with yourself and try to find that. I hope you have a list. I recommend having a list so that when you're in need, you can always pull it out. And I know there are those, especially for those for beginners, when we come up with the idea of finding positive things, they might say, I don't have. And that's okay. And basically, after a while, we all have some. It might not be exactly perfect the way you want, but we all have something that makes you feel good. So let's take a deep breath, stop for a moment, and think of two or three things that when you think about it, it just makes you feel good. Again, it could be a time in the past, something that happened, a person, a place. Okay, so I hope you have something beautiful. So now focusing. When people hear the word focus, some people get scared. It's too hard. I have to focus. So hey, take it easy, relax. I don't want you to overdo it, overwork over here. We're taking it easy, take a deep breath, try to relax, and just imagine yourself with that person, that place, that situation. Just be there and try to stay there for 17 seconds. Okay, here you go. Imagine that thing, think back, visualize it, feel it, feel it as if it's happening now, and enjoy it. Okay, 17 seconds. Should have a smile on your face if you're enjoying it. Breathe in and out, relax, and just see yourself there. Just take in those feelings. Okay, I believe it was 17 seconds. So let me know what happened. Share in the chat. Let me know if you felt it. You were able to get back into that state, into that place. And it could even be a beach. If you're relaxed, if you enjoy it over there, you could imagine sitting by the beach and just be there, even for 17 seconds. And you'll just see that feeling come up of being there again. It was hard. Okay, good. For some people, it might be hard just to imagine yourself being back there. Practice, practice helps. I enjoyed it. It brought back the experience. Amazing. Spending time with family, running with the grandkids, beautiful. Oh, wow. By the shore, Malibu. Amazing. Amazing. It was emotional, beautiful. So again, whatever comes up, the idea is you choose something that you enjoy. Okay. Now, many times you might choose something that you might not have anymore, and it could bring up emotions. So don't start with that. Try to find something that it was beautiful. It was amazing. You would love to do it again, maybe one day. And you can go there, for example, if you've been by the beach, and it could be you're in your house now, but just for 17 seconds, go back to that beach. Imagine you're there. Feel the sun, the sand. Let it in. You just feel it again, and your mind starts releasing those good feelings. 17 seconds is very short. You can do it twice for 17 seconds. You can do it 3 times. It doesn't take so much time, and it just adds to it. So that's amazing. Just to the next level of this idea is really manifestation, something that we could talk about at a different time, something that you want to bring into your life. Sometimes it could be a person, somebody you didn't talk to someone for a long time, you just think about them, and then for some reason they give you a call. Or maybe it's something you're davening for. And many times just thinking about it and seeing the positive, just sitting in that positive for a few minutes, that itself, it releases the energy and it brings it into your life. It brings it in. Something that's a little bit hard for many people to understand it, but just the idea of just for a few seconds imagining you're there and you enjoy it. It's happening. This could be a little bit hard because if it didn't happen yet, you want it to happen, you're imagining it's happening, so different emotion can come up. But the idea is it brings up those feelings, but really what's important, you have to imagine as if you're there. You feel the emotions, you feel it happening. And that itself, it helps you change the way you think, the way you feel. Okay, so back to just to be able to focus on some positives, on a positive moment, something that brings you back to those good feelings and releases dopamine. And then you can go on with your day, hopefully down the positive path, and you'll see things will be different. Might be easier, lighter to conquer things that are hard. Just go on. Okay, let me see some questions here. Good question. How to measure the 17 seconds while we are daydreaming in the moment. Amazing. So yeah, you could get lost in the 17 seconds. You can go on for a minute or two. It could happen. And I would say people after like 6 seconds, they're like, okay, is the 17 seconds up? That means yeah, you need to relax a little bit, take some time. But you can do it for more. The idea is that even for 17 seconds makes a change in a person's brain. Makes the change. And isn't that amazing? No matter what age, where you are, it changes. It changes the way we think, the way we feel, and it's free. And you don't have to take anything, just the way of thinking. So that's amazing. Another few ideas that could help release dopamine, and these are things that we discussed many times. Just exercise helps. If you do exercise, it makes you feel great afterwards, even though in the beginning it's hard because you're not in the moods, but you continue, and when you're done, you feel it. Meditation, mindfulness, if you can do that. Listening to music, very good. Social interactions, other people, talking to other people, can bring up that good mood, a good feeling. Many times a person is lonely and they don't want to interact. Your body doesn't want to get out of the situation. It's hard, you're not in the mood, but that itself might change the mood. So sometimes you have to push yourself a little bit, and if you can push yourself a little bit, you'll come back and say, wow, it was beautiful. Fragrance oils, that's true, helps change. Nature, spending some time in nature, creating small goals and accomplishing the small goals just makes you feel good. So stop for a moment and think back, what's something that makes you feel good? What's something that if you wake up in the morning and you're not in the mood? So we know, for those who are here with us for a while, we know already that if you're not in a good mood, the moods are, but usually it's based on the thought. Sometimes you know what's going on, you know what you're worried about. So, you stop for a moment, you can write it down, and then you can do some exercises, visualization, spending 17 seconds, to release some dopamine. But what I always say is we're not suppressing. You're aware of it. But even if you're not aware of it, a different time you'll spend, you'll try to figure it out. You'll sit and see what's bothering you. You don't always have time for that. So you don't always have to know what's behind the thought. If you know what's behind the thought that's pulling you down, beautiful. At least you know. And now you can decide, and I'll take care of it at a different time. I don't have to think about it now. Let me go down the positive path. If you don't know what it is, that's also okay. A different time you spend, try to figure it out. And like we mentioned, it's always good to have these things in our toolbox. If you can have a few minutes in the morning, part of our routine before we start our day, like we discussed, you can actually decide what you want your day to look like. Isn't that amazing? It's like, really? I could decide? There's nothing to do with me. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if that person's going to be in a good mood. I don't know, everything, all the external stuff. How do I know? But we know it's not the external. They could be in a bad mood. That doesn't have to work out. If I'm in a good place, if I set my intentions of the day, if I know what I'm doing in the beginning, and that's how I go into the day, you will be there, you won't get lost, and you'll have all ups and downs, but you can control how your day will look, how you'll feel. So it's very good to have in our routine the beginning of the day and the end of the day. Beginning of the day, a few minutes, just sit down, do some breathing, some relaxation, journaling, 17-second visualization, some positive. And then you look at your day, what your day, what it's going to look like. And then at the end of the day, you sit down for a few minutes and you look back. So you might slip, that's okay. And you learn. Eventually, you become in control of yourself and stop blaming. We stop blaming our external stuff. We take responsibility. I'm in control with Hashem's help. And we stop blaming. Beautiful. Okay, so that's it for tonight. I'll take some questions. What if you're not able to do it and you're getting very frustrated? Okay, so if it doesn't work, you might want to look for somebody that you can talk to. Pick up the phone, find somebody that you can discuss it. There might be something standing in the way, not sure what, but it's not allowing you to doing these easy exercises. And again, many times they could be real trauma, heavy stuff, and just to relax, be there with yourself is not a good idea. So find the help you need. But if it's something that you could do by yourself and our body's not in the mood, you're in a bad mood. I'm lonely now. I don't want to go out and socialize. You might, just getting out might just help. You'll come back. You say, wow, I'm happy that I did that. And then eventually these things that work, put them into your routine. If somebody finds themselves lonely, for example, at night, many hours, and they don't have any ideas to help them. So this is what, we're trying to find small ideas. Yeah, you bring up a very good, again, perfectionism. Am I doing it right? It's not working. So that could happen many times. You try it out and you say, no, it doesn't work for me. I did it for 70 seconds. I didn't feel anything. So it could be in your mind, you want to feel amazing. So we're not looking for that. And it might take time. Look for small changes. Small changes. Can children do this too? I believe kids can do that. Now the question is where they are, not when they're throwing a tantrum, but you can talk to kids, remind them about the time they went on Chol Hamoed, they had a great time, take out pictures. It helps with the mood. It helps them. You can ask them, it makes you feel good. Is it okay to want to stay stuck in the bad mood for a while? I love that question. Yes, it's okay. If that's where you want to stay. I just heard yesterday, and the difference, somebody was saying a difference between being happy and content. So they were saying it's two different things. If you don't have to be happy, but just be content that you're not happy. You want to be in a bad mood, no problem, but just be content. I want to be in a bad mood now. Beautiful. Just feel content, feel good that you want to be in a bad mood. That's amazing. Just stay there. On a deeper level, talking about the inner child, sometimes it's not in a good place. It's not happy and it doesn't want to get out. And you're going to say, let's do this, let's do that. It doesn't want to. So you do want to spend some time validating, listening. Why don't you want? What's going on? What's bothering you? Be there. Be there for that inner child. And let it come up. In the beginning, it might not come up, but let it express why it doesn't want to leave this place. It might say, nobody understands me. Nobody gets it. Beautiful. Just listen to that. It might say, things are never going to change. I've been feeling like this for years. Just listen to that. That's pretty painful. And you have to be in a place where you, adult, can listen to that child when it brings up these heavy emotions. And once you can listen to that and validate, then eventually it will feel that you understand and it will, you can do these exercises. Okay, the hands up. You want to ask a question? You can unmute if you want and ask your question. No, you don't want to? iPhone 11, if you want to ask a question, you can unmute. No, they're not there. Okay. Beautiful. So that's basically it for tonight. About next week, I'm taking off for a week. I hope that's okay. I'm going to be out of town. Mitzvah Hashem. Again, I hope you do this daily. Daily, daily, daily. Don't wait for the Wednesday nights. And we'll be back in Mitzvah in 2 weeks. The recordings, yes, recordings are available. You can go to menachembernfeld.com for the recordings. Most of them are up. And any questions, any feedback, you can always send to coachmenachem@gmail.com. Let me know where you are on the journey, what's working and what's not. And take care of yourself. Have a great night and a great week. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Menachem. Thank you. Take care.